Hello, my name is Natalie Senger, and I'm the Chief Resource Geologist for Tudor Gold. Tudor is currently advancing the Treaty Creek Gold Project in British Columbia's Golden Triangle. Today, I'll be sharing the recent news of our initial resource estimate at Treaty Creek, which, if you can't already tell by the title of this presentation, is something to be extremely excited about. I'll also speak to the immense exploration potential at Treaty Creek and our plans moving forward. Before I begin, please note that this presentation may include forward-looking statements. Investors in Tudor Gold have an extraordinary opportunity to capitalize on one of the most exciting gold projects currently being developed. Tudor Gold holds a 60% interest in the Treaty Creek property, which hosts a mineral resource of 19.4 million ounces of gold equivalent, grading 0.74 grams per ton gold equivalent in the measured and indicated categories alone, with an additional 7.9 million ounces gold equivalent grading 0.79 grams per ton gold equivalent in the inferred category. Treaty Creek is located along a mineral trend hosting over 100 million ounces of gold. The Golden Triangle area of British Columbia is a top-tier mining jurisdiction and is known for a mature infrastructure system and its strong relationships and support from local First Nations. Currently, we are conducting a 30,000 meter drilling program, which is focused on increasing the current resource and targeting new discoveries. Tudor has a top management team and is supported by strong investors. Mr. Storm, our president and CEO, has an exceptional track record with over 50 years of experience across a number of industries, including forestry, mining, and oil and gas. His largest success in mining was the co-funding and financing the start of Osisko Mining and assisting in the growth of the company to a market cap of $4.5 billion prior to its sale in 2014. Ken Conkin, our VP of Exploration and Project Development, is an award-winning geologist with over 35 years of exploration experience across several continents. However, he has spent many years in the Golden Triangle and was instrumental in the discovery and development of both the Snowfield and Valley of the Kings deposits, the latter of which is known as the high-grade Brucejack mine. I've had the pleasure of working under Ken's direction with both of those projects, and I can speak to his unrivaled knowledge in the area, as well as the fact that at some point he must have sat on a golden horseshoe, and it seems to have stuck. Eric Sprott has been a loyal investor in the company for the last few years. Tudor Gold is listed on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol TUD. The company has 179 million shares issued, which are trading around $2.50, giving the company a market cap of around $450 million. Shares in the company are tightly held with Mr. Storm and Mr. Sprott holding just over 50%. Our claim packages total 35,000 hectares in the heart of the Golden Triangle. This area is a prolific mining region home to several past producing mines, which are indicated on the map with the blue dots and the red dots indicating the current producers. It would be hard to pick a better location for exploration and mining. 20 kilometers from Treaty Creek is a paved, all-weather highway with a transmission line running alongside it. Currently, the property can be accessed by land in the winter, and we're looking at developing a road with Seabridge, which would be a shared $25 million investment. An airstrip is located 40 kilometers to the north, and a deep water port facility is 80 kilometers to the south out of the town of Stewart. The Treaty Camp has access to year-round running water, which is crucial for exploration and drilling. And last but certainly not least, probably most importantly, is the strong relationships we have with the local First Nation communities. Our properties are strategically positioned next to some of the largest undeveloped gold and copper resources in the world. Seabridge's deposits are located between Tudor's Treaty Creek property, which is to the north, and Crown property to the south. Seabridge's measured and indicated resources total over 76 million ounces of gold and 17 billion pounds of copper. The Goldstorm copper belt deposits at Treaty Creek contribute to the regional undeveloped resource with our 19.4 million ounce gold equivalent measured and indicated resource. Also of note are Purdue Resources Brucejack Mine, which is a gold silver producer, and Skeena Resources Eskay Creek, past producer, which is now going through pre-feasibility to go back into production. Our Eskay North property is strategically located adjacent to the Eskay property. Tudor Gold is proposing a spin-off company with the Crown property, which is anticipated to occur by the end of this year. This would reward Tudor's investors with a share of the new company for every 4 shares of Tudor. Our Goldstorm copper belt deposit, which was the subject of our recent resource estimate, is the northernmost discovered porphyry-style deposit in a series that are related to the sulfurettes thrust fault. So this here. Goldstorm copper belt is highlighted here in red, and Seabridge's deposits are here in blue. And for those who are more interested in just gold, I've listed the size of the resources and the grade in gold. The long section of the copper belt Goldstorm deposit shows the immense size of the resource, which currently reaches well over 1 kilometer in depth and over 1,500 meters along strike. The discovery of the system started with Copper Bell, which is the shallower body of mineralization, in about 2007. And exploration continued to drill to the north and at depth. And it wasn't about until 2018 that the actual Goldstorm system was discovered, so it's taken about the last 3 years to drill off this part of the deposit. Our mineral resource estimate is summarized here. The table separates the in-pit and out-of-pit resources in the top and middle tables respectively, with the total resource summarized in the bottom table. The deposit is gold dominant with 90% of the resource ounces in gold and an additional 130 million ounces of silver and 1.4 billion pounds of copper, adding that extra value. The deposits are separated into 4 domains. Each of these domains are currently open along strike and at depth. Within each domain, we see exceptional intercepts of mineralization with respect to both the grade, but especially the length. The intercepts with the stars are highlights from this year's drilling program, so we are not only infilling the resource to convert those inferred ounces, we're also actively expanding the resource and encountering some of our highest grade intercepts to date. Gold is pervasively in place throughout the deposit in multiple phases of mineralization. Broadly, gold is associated with pervasive pyrite emplacement and quartz carbonate stockwork veining. Additionally, visible gold exists in the upper domains and was encountered in 20% of the 2020 drill holes. This has the potential to increase gold grades in a bulk tonnage mining scenario. Higher grade intercepts are also associated with copper, lead, zinc, and silver sulfides and sulfosalts, such as the semi-massive quartz chalcopyrite vein, which returned an impressive grade of 29 grams per ton gold equivalent. The host rocks consist of an upper series of coarse volcanic fragmental rocks with intrusives and intrusive breccias lower in the system. We see veining and alteration that are very typical of gold-copper porphyry systems. We are currently in the middle of another extensive drilling program. The exploration portion of the program is focused on the Perfectstorm area to the south, where we drilled 3 holes this year. The Eureka Zone, which is where most of the historical work at Treaty has been conducted, we've drilled 1 hole to date. And the Northeast Gold-Silver Anomaly Zone, which was previously glaciated and will be the target of our end of the year drilling. The resource definition drilling program includes a substantial number of meters for step-out drilling to define the boundaries of the Goldstorm system. So far, the 2021 season has been extremely successful. The plan view on the left shows the location of 2 of our holes, which are both step-out holes. The 300 horizon surprised us with exceptional grades with an intersection of 456 meters of 1.35 grams per ton gold equivalent, and the CS 600, which is where most of our copper is located, had the highest copper grades that we've encountered to date, with exceptional gold grades as well. That intercept ran 405 meters of about 1.4 grams per ton gold equivalent. Hole 112 encountered a high-grade intercept of our DS5 system with a 219-meter intercept of just over 1.2 grams per ton gold equivalent. Our drilling program will continue to have a large focus on these areas. Beyond the Goldstorm Copperbelt deposits, the exploration potential at Treaty Creek is truly immense. Our Perfectstorm zone on the left of the section was tested this year with 3 300-meter step-out holes and continued to show impressive mineralization. Our last hole, PS 2106, intercepted 118 meters of 0.72 grams per ton gold equivalent right at surface. Perfectstorm is currently open in all directions, as is the area in between Copperbell and Perfectstorm, as is our Goldstorm deposit. I'd love to be able to take all of you in a helicopter to see this area. It's like no other, but this photo from a helicopter will have to do for now. In the foreground, you can see Seabridge's iron cap deposit, and you can also see the continuous rusty tone of the altered rocks throughout the entire area as you look to the northeast onto the Treaty Creek property. Our Perfectstorm zone sits right at the intersection of the Sulphurets and Brucejack faults, which we feel is exceptionally advantageous as structure plays a huge role in locating these systems. As I've mentioned several times, upgrading our inferred resource to the measured and indicated categories is our top priority this year. As we do this, we're continuing to delineate the limits of the Goldstorm deposit. Exploration at Perfectstorm has been extremely successful, and we look forward to following up in the near term. And we're currently waiting on our results from our Eureka drilling. Baseline studies continue to advance to support future economic feasibility, and we continue to work towards an updated resource and a PEA. What investors need to remember about us is that we have an exceptionally large gold resource, which is expected to increase through our current and future drilling programs. The jurisdiction is extremely favorable for developing mines with respect to the geopolitical climate and the mature infrastructure system. We have extensive experience in developing mines, and we are committed to creating value to our shareholders with the spin-out of the Crown property. Thank you for your time watching our presentation today.